What's the name?
Scott and Brett.
You heard him.
All right.
I'm
Thanks,
D.
D.
Snyder.
Hey, good morning, and welcome to another Odd Musings, episode 164.
Woohoo!
I believe 164 episodes, man.
I know, isn't that crazy?
I've been seeing, I shared on Facebook, the picture of us at Bongos from a couple years ago when we went to Universal. And that was after we did the show from Universal that one morning. So that was kind of fun. I miss Bongos. I like their food. And unfortunately, they closed. Supposed to hopefully open up in Orlando somewhere. They're just not part of Disney anymore. So.
Right. They had delicious food, great atmosphere there. Second best Cubans.
Yeah, it was a good Cuban. I like their Cuban.
Very good Cuban.
I do prefer the Columbia over them, but the Columbia is not too far from there when we're in Orlando. There's one over in Celebration, and I ate there last year when I went to Universal for a couple of days by myself and drove over there and had dinner before I drove back to Tampa to my sister's house. So that was cool. So how you doing today, Scott?
Doing well. It's just been a crazy busy morning and week, and I don't know. Here we are, July 29th. How did this happen? I don't know.
Yeah, I know we're about to hit August. It's just crazy. I told Mom the other day. I said I can't believe it's already August next week. I'm noticing the days are getting shorter in terms of daylight.
Yes.
It's already pretty much dusk. It's still a little bit of light, but it's 9 o'clock and it's almost dark out again. And quarter after 6, the sun's not as up as it was a few weeks ago. And
right.
So things are definitely changing. Unfortunately.
Yeah, but at the same time, I feel like I haven't gotten to enjoy these longer days. I mean, it's like between having nothing to do. I like to go up to Stony Metro Park and things, but it's so insanely hot out right now that you can't really do too much outside anyways. And
right.
There's nothing to do inside, like traditionally during these days. That's when you love going to the movies. You got the AC running in there. It's nice and cool. You can watch a movie and enjoy yourself.
Yep.
Get out of the heat. Can't do that. So it's just like, what do you do?
Yeah, we're still in that midst of stuff. Kind of waiting for the world to return, I guess, and we're just back.
Well, no, we don't have to fear. We only have to make it to November, then Corona will magically be cured, and we'll be good.
And that's my thought too on that.
But on the plus side, we've been very productive, and Crimson Shadows was successfully funded through Kickstarter. Our Poe Macabre Master issue 1 was also successfully done. We're fulfilling orders now. I just placed a very large order with Ready Comics. I'm about to place my t-shirt order with T-24. So those will be coming in. So we've been very productive there. I'm already working on the Crimson Shadows character guide along with Crimson Shadows issue 2. So I'm about to launch the process of getting those created. So if you're watching Travis, I've had this issue with monies that are supposed to be coming in that keep getting put on hold, but supposedly in the next week or two, it's supposed to get cleaned up and fixed. So that's going to be my money to fund issue 2. So I'm excited and to get things moving, and we'll have some more Kickstarters rolling out to give you guys entertainment in the fandom worlds there. And then we had the sad news: Cincinnati is now gone.
Yeah,
Cincinnati Comic-Con, that is. The city is still there, people, so don't worry. China did not nuke us.
Yeah, they've got dates for next year, and unfortunately they do conflict with Monroe, which had to cancel also this week. So it's going to be
a hard next year. All these shows that canceled, a lot of our payments are getting rolled over into next year, but with everybody frantically rescheduling, we're getting a lot of shows that are now on top of each other, same weekends. And so we're going to have to make some hard choices on where to go and what to do. So,
yep. And you guys might be seeing us split up a little bit.
Yep.
with someone.
And that's a possibility too. As Bardstone, we've got Brett, Kevin Minert, myself, so we might divide and conquer if we have to, and which isn't as fun though. I like to have the three of us together.
Yeah, I think we're gonna have some shows together, which would be fun. It's just I think we're looking at we got to wait for dates on Motor City.
If I have to go on my own, I'm claiming Connie. She can come with me. I'm calling dibs.
Well, except for when it comes to going to Denver, she's going to Denver with me regardless because she wants to go to Denver.
Yes.
But I keep hoping with next year's May being a longer month. When Motor City announces their con, that it's actually the week after Denver, so we can all go to Denver, come home, barely get any rest, and turn right around and do Motor City. That's kind of my hope and prayer on that. So,
well, we may have to. I think maybe what we have to do is a launch party for Bardstone at Disney World.
Yeah, I'm ready to do that.
We'll bring a couple issues. It becomes a write-off because it was a company expense.
Yeah, I definitely want to go down to Disney World.
I know.
Next year's a big year for me, and I definitely, if everything looks like it's gonna be open, I'm gonna start planning and hopefully go down for around my birthday or something, and do everything I've wanted to do there in terms of going to the new Star Wars, the parks I like to go visit, stuff like that. So we'll see. We'll see how things work out. So
definitely
it's a matter of getting through all of this crazy Corona and see what happens there.
That's right.
But before we get back into the show itself, we got to always take care of some business. We have some great sponsors, and I'm going to start us off today with the Loringer Family Chiropractic Center PC. There is their Facebook page right there. You can see Dr. Anna and Dr. Brian right here. Follow my bouncing thing there. But at Loringer Family Chiropractic Center PC, they do take great pride in providing the finest chiropractic care to each and every patient. I'm slurring over my P's today. I don't know why. But they do offer on-site digital x-rays, massage therapy, orthotics by foot levelers, non-loving essential oils, aromatherapy, full line of vitamins, all in a family-oriented environment. Give them a call, 734-697-4244. Visit them online at lorangefamilychiropractic.com. That's where, and you can go right to their Facebook page, as you can see here, and check out all the cool stuff that they talk about, see the different things going on, the services available. So they have a lot of cool stuff there, and you can give them a call. You might get Nicole. She's the one I see every time when I go in on Tuesdays at the front desk there, and she always gets me all set up, ready to go. So definitely check out Loringer Family Chiropractic Center PC, and they are located in Belleville, Michigan, Dexter, Michigan, but they can help refer you to somebody if you're not in the Southeast Michigan area here. So, and then we also have from Scott.
Team Titans Real Estate. Why? Because you matter. That's right. We do more than put a sign in your yard. We believe in having an actual relationship with our clients and getting to know them, their goals, their needs, and we really do provide a custom plan and strategy to fit those goals. Everybody has different needs and goals. Sometimes selling faster is the priority. Sometimes you got to net a certain price. So there's all different reasons people have for selling their home, and we will review those goals and reasons with you and put that plan together to try to get those offers in that you need to fulfill your real estate needs. Our ask, when you go into these small business groups, I always say, "What's your ask?" And that's ASK. And you gotta be careful how you say it. We're just looking, people, there's life changes going on, even though things in the world are crazy right now. There's people getting married, people getting divorced, people having children, people are becoming empty nesters as their kids move on, either to college or they themselves are getting married. There's all different reasons why people need to make a move and to buy a new house. And we're just asking, we love referrals. We're not cold called agents. We don't just randomly call people and beg them for business. We work hard for our clients and we work off of referrals. And so, those of you who know us individually, I got Jill Webler, who's here in the house. She's working over there.
Good morning.
And
Good morning.
She's already starting her searches for our clients while I'm doing Odd Musings here. Then I'll do my searches when I get off the air. But, we work hard for you guys. We don't just put in a sign and then move on and try to find the next client. We handle your account one-on-one. We personally handle your open houses. We don't dish them off to some new agent who is just trying to find leads for themselves. We sell the house ourselves. So that's what we do. We're full service realtors who work on your behalf. So you can give us a call. My number, 586-549-6096. And Jill Webler is 586-277-2145. Or you can see the website up on the screen, teamtitansofrealestate.com. And all our contact info is there. So thank you.
All right. Well, Mom says I sound a little distant. I think my microphone's not working right now.
Yeah, it sounds slightly muffled. At first, I thought it might be my headphones, but I think it is. If Connie's hearing it.
Yeah, it's probably my my good mic. For some reason, I didn't check it this morning. I just kind of set it up, and we'll see if that works a little bit better. Can you hear me a little bit more now, or?
I think it sounds the same.
Not same. Okay. Well, I'll try to talk louder.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, y'all can hear me here, so I have to use the microphone built into the laptop, which sucks.
Yeah. So I just want to give a shout out here. I see J. Travis Smith is joining us.
Yeah.
Hey, Travis, we have talked about you so much. Travis is our amazing penciler for the Crimson Shadow series, issue 1. I don't know if you were on in time, Travis, but just waiting for some money coming in, and then I'm going to be launching issue 2. Travis is the first step in that process as far as getting pencils done. So I look forward to moving forward with issue 2. I also have the character guide I'm working on. I've been working on these. Where's the camera? There's the camera. These 4x6 cards. I'm putting these together. What I'm doing is in the meantime, between issue 1 and issue 2 coming out, I'm going to put together a quick little book, a character guide. It's going to have the characters of the Crimson Shadow universe. So here we got a Wolfman. For it, we've got a plague doctor who's going to be joining the series down the road. Actually, these doctors are going to be a cult. It's going to be a really cool segment there. We've got Enoch is joining the fray. If you know who Enoch is from the Bible, he's going to be joining us. We've got Mummy. So we've got some characters. Nikolai Tesla is going to be jumping in. He's going to be making.
I like the Mummy because then I can do the Monster Squad. Can you hear me a little better? My microphone seems
yes,
okay,
you're
good.
clear now.
Good. I got to plug in a different port here. But I like the Mummy because then we can do the Monster Squad thing. Go, Mummy in my closet.
That's right. How do you know if it's a mummy or a daddy?
By the wrappings.
Oh, there's Travis. I'm going to make you blush. That's right. Well, you know what? You've earned the blushing because you are very good. So we've got a lot of great things. And we've got some more. This one I love. This is one of the police officers finding the Jack the Ripper crime scene. So all these are things I'm doing. Some of these are going to be free rewards that go out with the Crimson Shadows #1 who earn the free sketches.
Nice.
And some of these are going to be for the character guide. There's our version of Frankenstein that we'll be doing. So there you have it. So that just gives you an idea of some of the cards that I'm working on. So it's been fun. I've absolutely loved this 4x6 format.
Yes.
Got to credit Kevin Meinert for putting us on there. The backside is the Bardstone Publishing logo. They work great with marker and ink. Have you drawn on any of them yet, Brett?
Not yet. I plan on doing some stuff with that. I like the idea that when he gave us those, that we can actually draw on the back. They make a great. I like it better than just the smaller sketch cards, which I always had trouble with, anyways. But I like the size; it gives a little more room to play with.
Yeah.
To do a character or something like that, and it'll be fun to have, especially when eventually when we get back to conventions.
Yes. Yeah, these will be what I'm going to do convention sketches on at shows. They handle the inks and the markers so well. Yeah. They're perfect size too, where you can do a nice quality sketch on it, but you can do it affordably too. It's not like, when you're working on this giant 11x17 piece at a show, you got to charge a lot, but these you can work pretty fast on and make it somewhat affordable. So
yep.
Good stuff. So we got a lot of stuff to talk about today.
Yeah. I wanted to share real quick though. with the Bardstone. We mentioned T-minus 24. We do have a Bardstone link. There's nothing there yet. We will be uploading the t-shirts eventually here, but definitely check out.
I sent him my descriptions for the shirts.
Yep. But T-minus24.com, and they handle the shirts for us. They handle the shirts for Kevin's Poe Macabre. So they are our go-to t-shirt guys and gal.
Mm-hmm.
And definitely check them out. They got a lot of cool stuff. They've been running a lot of specials. They did a special on the Palpatine Vader 2021, things like that.
They got that new Dirty Dancing one, don't they?
They've had that for a while, but they're reissuing that, and they're going to be doing some. Yeah, definitely follow them online. Go here and check out everything, because they're going to be doing option to get like sweatshirts and a couple other things. They do limited runs on other things than normal t-shirts, and so definitely follow them on that. Yep. This is a great time to start planning ahead for next year's conventions, when you want to have your t-shirts ready, your fandoms ready to wear when you go to the shows. And
these shirts are so good. I mean, they're so comfortable. You don't even need them just for conventions. You'll want to wear these every day.
I'm wearing the Picard Riker one right now. Yeah. I tell you, I love the t-shirts. They're canvas brand. They're very soft. They hold up really well. They're just comfortable t-shirts. They're some of my favorite shirts. That's why I keep buying them. I bought
sleeping shirts too.
I bought a couple of the new Harry Potter ones the other week. And then during the special, I did not have the Palpatine Vader, so I ordered that one and one of the other ones. I thought it looked really cool. So just because I need some more new t-shirts for eventual shows. I just like to wear them every day anyway. Yeah. So I just throw them on and go. When I'm not wearing my work shirts, this is what I like to wear. So check out our friends over at T-24, Vinny and Lisa. They'll take good care of you. They got a lot of cool stuff.
They have quality shirts. And another important thing to point out, these are their designs. They're not just, there are certain companies out there, all they do is steal other people's designs and reprint them. These are original designs by T-24. These are their designs, or sometimes they'll hire an artist, but they actually hire the artist. They don't just swipe their work and print it anyways. So they're awesome people, and US made. If you want to support American made, they're
from Pennsylvania, and they ship anywhere you want. And nice thing is they do free shipping, and you can always try our code we've had with them for years, ODD, and you might get a little discount there. So definitely check all of them. So cool,
very cool.
So now that just a little bit,
so we can see them.
I know I haven't seen Lisa and Vinny all year since Akron.
Great Lakes? They weren't at Great Lakes.
No. We were supposed to see them a bunch of times. So,
and Akron's our only hope for this year now.
I know it is. It's Obi-Wan Kenobi. Akron's our only hope. Help. So we'll see what happens there. So, but you sent me a link today, though. The new first 2 minutes of Umbrella Academy.
Yes, that was awesome. Netflix released the very opening scene of Umbrella Academy season 2.
Yeah.
And I guess, so the synopsis I read is, so the end of last season, well, you just freshly watched.
Yes.
Refresh us on the very ending there. Of what happened.
Very ending, 5, he's the little one here. This right here. He, well, he's not young though. The character's actually quite old, but he reverted back to his young age when he disappeared from time traveling. Basically gets the family together. They had to save Vanya the white violin, and they did basically a time jump just before the world was destroyed, because it was kind of inevitable, and it was caused by the white violin based on her playing and some things going on with that was set up, orchestrated by another guy who wanted to be part of the Umbrella Academy because he was born the same date, but he was not special. And so he decided to destroy them, and with that, destroy the world. So now we come into the beginning of the first episode, and the first 2 minutes is they are back in time in terms of almost 60 years, and it is not the right things going on. There's an invasion, and it's the Soviets. And
instead of Kennedy being assassinated, we have so I'm guessing the whole standoff with the Russians went bad.
Yeah.
In this new timeline. But according to the synopsis, I guess when they do their initial jump, they are spread throughout different moments of the 60s, and they're trying to find each other through time to join back up. So I guess that's going to be a big part of this season.
Yep.
And the scene that they show, they're obviously together. So we'll have to see what happens.
Yep. And we got to see Hazel from the first season. So I was really excited about that. Because I like Hazel. Hazel and Cha-Cha were really cool. So
Cha-Cha did not survive season 1, right?
Well, I didn't think either one of them did. but because I'm trying to remember towards the end of that last episode. But I know that anything can happen because we are dealing with time travel.
That's true, and things are getting altered.
Yep. So we'll see what happens there. But I'm real excited. This launches on Friday morning on Netflix. So it'll start then. And of course, with Netflix, they just drop all the episodes. So you'll be able to start binging it. So I probably have to work on Friday when I get home and settle in. I'll probably watch a couple episodes and I'll take about 5 to 6 days watching the entire series.
Were like hour-long episodes, weren't they?
Just about, yeah. So, and I really liked them. I liked all the characters, like all the actors that played everybody. They were all phenomenal in this, and I'm really excited to see what all comes back from last season versus what's changed and how we go from there. So it's gonna be really cool on that. So
yeah, I'm really excited for it. So that's this Friday, July 30th. Wait a minute. Wait, or is it July 30th? Tomorrow.
But tomorrow's the 30th. Friday's the 31st.
Right. So does this come out Friday or tomorrow?
Friday.
Right. Okay. It's Transformers is the 30th.
I think so. Yeah.
Okay. So
Transformers. So in that, but yeah, Kevin, minus this old gentleman, and because of Kevin, he's one that really recommended Umbrella Academy before it launched on Netflix. He told us all about the graphic novels. He's been a big proponent of that storyline. So definitely thanks Kevin for that. So I'm really excited about that. So, but yeah, so when do we got the Transformers coming out? Do you see that?
I read July 30th, which I thought was Friday, but let's see.
Friday's
the article I read said July 30th. So Transformers must be coming out tomorrow.
And it could be. They don't always launch on Friday.
Right. Let's see. I'm on the Netflix site. Netflix doesn't give a date, surprisingly.
Okay.
But here's the synopsis. This is called Transformers War for Cybertron Trilogy. This release here is Chapter 1, they're calling it, Siege. And it's labeled as the Autobots and Decepticons ravage their planet in a brutal civil war, 2 iconic leaders emerge in the Transformers universe's origin story. So this is their official origin story. Kind of what we as children of the 80s and 80s, I should say, what we imagine the War of Cybertron would have been that led to the cartoon series that we all grew up on.
Yeah. So this is coming tomorrow. So Chapter 1 is coming tomorrow. So this will be kind of interesting. And it's done as an anime series. So it's done different from the original series. They did not use the same voice actors. But it still looks phenomenal, and hopefully it's got some really good storytelling. So.
Now, what I'm trying to figure out, though, is this a bunch of episodes, or is it like a 2-hour movie? They're Chapter 1, because they're calling it a trilogy.
Right. I believe it's episodes. That's what I had read. And so it's going to be like 6 episodes for Chapter 1.
Okay. And it probably, if you watch them back to back, they probably form one giant movie. Is probably what it is.
Right. So it's just if they're doing 6, if it's somebody with the by Japanese animation, then doing 6 episodes kind of equals like a season, similar to the BBC method, Right. So it's just kind of a way to go with that. So real excited about that. I'm going to definitely check it out, and I think it should be fun. So
yeah, it's everything I've ever wanted from a Transformer series. I mean, they are going to the true Gen 1 designs that are just spectacular. So, yeah. I always wondered, though, so like when you see the Cybertron versions of the Transformers, when they transform into the Cybertron vehicles, why is it they still have a driver's seat and windows? Because there's no humans. There's no... You know what I mean?
I think what it was is that when they, in the initial one, when they scanned the entire thing. So they recreated the entire vehicle. And
well, that's when they get to Earth. But when they were on Cybertron, before they came to Earth, they didn't need drivers.
No, but,
So why have windshields and driver seats? I don't get it.
It's because humans designed them.
maybe there's a pre-origin story. Spike and what was the dad's name? Butch or what was it? Spike and
I think it's Butch. Yeah,
Spike and Butch. Maybe they do a time travel to Cybertron. They actually create the Autobots.
Yeah, well, they weren't even included in the live action stuff. So we'll see if
we
they
want
can get
Spike. Hashtag we want Spike.
Spike. Yeah. So, but yeah. So I'm looking forward to that. I really enjoyed the Bumblebee movie, which really helped inspire this. So we get to see some of the war on Cybertron.
This also ties
still,
into the storylines that Hasbro has been reclaiming their properties to do it right. Same with G.I. Joe. Supposedly they've reclaimed that, and they want to give it their treatment instead of the Hollywood treatment, which changes everything.
Well, and that's been part of the problem with some of like the first Transformers. It was like, okay, I never, the way they did the Transformers, we all wanted kind of the classic look, but they had to make them so technologically different. It's constantly moving parts, stuff like that, and that's fine. It shows off what they can do technology, but story wise, they completely changed a lot of stuff and went different directions. And as they went further into it, it was more about the spectacle than it was actually storytelling.
Right? Yeah, with the Bayformers, as people call it. I wasn't crazy about their design choices, but it was okay. The first Transformers movie I still liked because they treated them as characters. But I felt like that was the only movie that treated like characters. All the rest, they were just movie props. Optimus Prime just became a slogan machine where every sentence he said had to be some kind of epic slogan instead of dialogue. Right. And it was no longer a movie. They weren't characters. They were just props. And it wasn't until the Bumblebee movie that they brought it back to that whole thing of making Bumblebee a character, So I look forward to see where it goes from here.
Yeah. So me too. So I'm excited about that. But I was pulling up here real quick, and according to Wikipedia here, we'll see there's a few things in development. Don't know how true some of this, but they show G.I. Joe. They call it Ever Vigilant. And it's a mix of groups there. There's Beyblade, which was part of theirs. I guess they're doing a Monopoly movie.
Really?
Action Man. I know I've heard they were going to visit Clue.
Oh, interesting.
Supposedly a Furby movie. And of course, all these are not confirmed. So, like supposedly there's an untitled Transformers Optimus Prime film. Now this one I wouldn't mind seeing. Rom the Space Knight. That might be pretty cool. And then revisit Mask, if you remember that. And then new Power Rangers movie, which I knew that eventually will come out because they always do well with those. And then an untitled G.I. Joe spinoff. So, I mean, these are all just some things that I list on Wikipedia, but it's all stuff that is, being brought back in by Hasbro and their properties to kind of recapture what they lost for a while and definitely bring it back to where I think the fans want to see it. So I'm looking forward to that. So.
Yeah. Travis says Optimus has googly eyes. Let's see.
in the Bay movies, yeah.
Have those weird things over his eyes.
If you go to Universal and ride the Transformers ride, you see it up close when you come into the last section there, and he bends down and looks at you, and you can see all the stuff spinning around everything, and it's right. It is weird. It's like, oh man. So
here we go. I've got an image here. I'll share. Let's see. If I go to StreamYard, I'll share. I think this is what Travis is referring to. Let's see. So there you have it.
Yeah.
They ran out of money for the CGI when they got to the eyes, so they just did that.
They paid Mark Wahlberg had a huge salary, so
that's right. Nice. But there were some other things on Netflix there that recently came out. We both saw The Old Guard.
Yes, yeah, and I really enjoyed that. Great 2-hour movie. And it sounds like there's still talks that they're going to go forward with this in other ways. I don't know if it's going to be another movie or if it's going to eventually turn into a series. But this came out of like nowhere in terms of like, didn't hear nothing about it. And then all of a sudden here it launches. And it's right now number 5 in movies today. I watched the whole thing and I liked it a lot.
It was very good.
Charlize Theron was fantastic in it, and she's in great shape. She's got, she was really good in the Mad Max movie, which was 5 years ago.
Right.
And so I forget how long ago that was, and then it's like, wow, I forget that. And then she's like 44 now, so she just did a great job with this. The action was great. The storytelling was good, and I love the myths they set up behind everything, and they're attaching it to real world history and stuff like that. So it's definitely a film I highly recommend.
Yeah, it was very well done. This is a comic book based movie. It was originally a comic book, so that's always good. Support those comic book movies. So who knows if we do well enough on those, they'll pick up Crimson Shadows hopefully, and we'll bring Crimson Shadows to live action. I'll let Charlize Theron star in it.
Yeah, there we go.
The problem with this movie, it's done so well. I don't think they were originally planning on a sequel, but they ended it in a way they could if they wanted. But the problem they're going to have is her schedule is like completely booked for like next 5 or 6 years. They were saying that's going to be the issue, is her availability. She's already even booked for some future Netflix projects that are coming up, Atomic Blonde and some others. So they're just, when they were looking at what her work schedule is, the people reviewing this kind of stuff are wondering how she'll even be available for a sequel. So I'm wondering if, with the way it ended, they could take it into different directions and just
the beauty of it is they set up, these are all immortals basically, and but they still gonna be hurt. They just they recover, and it gets established pretty early on that eventually they will just run out of time.
Immortality isn't immortality.
So, they don't. She is the oldest of them, and then
they're more like Wolverine.
Yeah,
hyper fast healing properties. That one day runs out.
Yep. But the way it ended, I actually don't want to give away the ending. But the way it ended, they set up to where she doesn't have to be the integral part of this.
Correct.
Which is, I think, a good thing. She could actually probably come in and shoot very little, and still they'll have a great story to go with it.
Yeah.
Just to continue her character arc within it. But there's more storytelling within the other characters that they continue on for something, either a series or another. I think they're going to do another movie. And they definitely set up for another movie that I'd be real excited to see in a couple years here. So
yeah, it was very well done. A fun movie. Like you said, it came out of nowhere. One of the positives about this as a superhero / comic book movie is it doesn't really have a fan base. Like a Captain America, where there's a 6-year storyline that people are like, if they diverge from the original content, people are like, hey, that's not Captain America. Yeah. Here, they have a little more flexibility because there isn't that established, 6-year heritage to follow. Kind of like Umbrella Academy, too. They have their following, but it's not the massive amount. The majority of people are fans because of the show, not because of the comics.
Right. And the comic came out from Image Comics.
Mm-hmm.
And you can actually read the first issue online and see what they've done there. And Greg Rucco did Lazarus, Black Magic, Wonder Woman. Is the art and critically acclaimed artist Leandro Fernandez, and you can see some of his credits there. But definitely a lot of cool stuff going on here, and they have collected editions. So they have one volume 2 coming out in September. Volume 1 is already out. I'm gonna check this out. I may have to order that first volume and take a read of that. And then here's individual comics. So
I love the artwork.
Yeah, so look, it was a 5-issue comic that came out. Number 5 just came out. Of course, it was delayed because between March, this yellow one here and this one here, there was no distribution going on. So they're just not getting those out. So that was called Force Multiply. So that's the second series. The first series was a 4-issue series. So I'm going to check this out. In fact, I haven't been to the comic shop in a while. I'm going to have to go to the comic shop first, see if they've got it.
Right.
And read on that, because I think it was just such a great story, and definitely I did not expect. I saw a lot of posts about it. I did not expect to be as good as it was. I thought it was more of just an actioner, and when they really get into the character development, who these characters are, what they mean to the storyline as well as to each other, really impacted the way the story went. And there was a lot of great action, a lot of good scenes. And I definitely am highly recommending this one as a rewatch even. So I'll definitely be rewatching that one again.
Nice. Yeah, definitely worth it. Very cool.
Yeah. Now, on a different story note, have you watched the first season of Hannah, right?
No, I didn't.
Oh, you've got to watch Hannah. I just finished season 2 on Amazon Prime.
Yeah.
And I love the storytelling in this one too. This is another one that is based on a movie, which the movie was just okay.
I enjoyed the movie.
Yeah, the movie was okay, but this first season was fantastic. Had a really depth into the characters, and now they've expanded her world a little more, and we see a little more of her back, where everything came from that was tied into the first season.
And this is on Amazon Prime, correct?
Amazon Prime, yes. And definitely well worth watching. And this is there's Hannah there in the center, and she changed her hair a couple times throughout it. What I liked in the series was that the guy that plays her dad and then an agent actually were together in an AMC series, and I've seen them a couple times together. And they were really good together, and then they could continue on this next season here. Just a lot of good action. Got Dermot Mulroney joins the cast. And I think he's been around forever. So I was going back watching some of the stuff he's done back in the 80s, and it's like, man, this guy's been here forever. You just don't realize it because he's one of those great actors that kind of just pops in and out of different roles and different movies and series and things like that. So,
right.
But yeah, if you like, this is kind of like, the what was it, Point of No Return with Bridget Fonda and things like that. This has always fit that mold, but just excellent storytelling. The actress that plays Hannah is really good. And then of course got a great ensemble cast around it too. So that's another one. I just finished that up yesterday, so I definitely recommend that.
Nice.
And so
yeah, I've been doing a lot of rewatching of Star Wars Rebels. I'm at the finale of season 3 right now.
Okay.
I watched Empire Strikes Back this last weekend, so now I'll be doing Return of the Jedi next. So I've been on a Star Wars re-binge kick lately. What else? Been watching The Floor is Lava on Netflix. Been liking that.
Okay.
It's a fun game show. It's one of those shows you watch and it's like, I wonder if I could do that. I'd probably break a leg.
Yeah. It's mentioned about Star Wars in that, and there's been more and more starting to pop up. Donald Glover signed on to be Lando in some future projects on Disney Plus, and there's been, again, these are all kind of rumors we're seeing online, so it's no saying it's definitely going to happen. But there's been that they're talking about Solo, a Star Wars story sequel, is coming to Disney Plus. They haven't said if it's going to be a series, a movie, what.
Right.
And that's popped up on a lot of different sites
I
right now.
thought he did a great job as Lando. And I think the fun thing about doing a Lando series is you have a little more freedom in storytelling, because most of Lando's backstory is now all in what's called Star Wars Legends, so it's not canon. So they have room to move things around, but they also have a wealth of old stories of his background, which they even referenced a little bit in the Solo movie when he is sitting there in the Falcon on Kessel, waiting for them to come out, and he's doing this self-recording for his memoirs. The story he was telling is from one of the Lando Chronicles books. So they did reference one of those old Legends books. So they could tap into that stuff and figure out how to rework it to fit in current canon. So I would be interested in watching that.
So would I. I watching the Solo movie, you could tell where when Ron Howard kind of came in terms of the tone, because Don Glover had a little bit one way, and then you could tell when it changed, and he seemed more Lando.
Because he brought in voice coaches for them and acting coaches to study the body language and voices of the original character so they could be more like him. And I thought Donald Glover did a great job of becoming Lando in those scenes.
But I was looking, I had pulled up on Twitter because our good friend Matthew Kaddish had tweeted the other day, yesterday. This is what made me think this was Comic Book Resources, which is usually a pretty good source. They say it's a Solo sequel series is in work at Disney Plus, which I would love to see a series. And he commented the same thing you and I have been saying. We really hope that it's a Crimson Dawn series, that they're going in that direction to deal with that.
I really think so. What's also nice, we could get into who the origin story of Lobot and Lando, because with the way they are in Cloud City and Empire Strikes Back, it seems like there is a long history and a trust between those two characters. So you could introduce Lobot. You could get into how come he has the thing he has around his head.
Well, and Lobot could replace the emotional connection that Lando had with the robot from the Solo movie. So
Just hopefully not the intimate connection.
No. But Jay Travis is chiming in. He said he's been rewatching Star Trek DS9 and Babylon 5. All good stuff. Yeah.
Very good.
You know, the Star Wars, Star Trek stuff, there's so much of it available through like Prime and Netflix and all these places, CBS, All Access. It's a great way to binge them and revisit those series. And there's most of them have 7 years. I think Enterprise and all the newer series is the one that doesn't. Of course, the original Star Trek only had 3, but you're dealing with like Next Generation, DS9, all them. I think they all went 7, if I'm right. They like the 7 seasons just because of syndication and things like that.
Right.
And then Enterprise, I think they wanted to go 7 originally, but it was just they were having so many financial problems with it.
Right.
And the Paramount Network at the time was failing before Warner Brothers took it over and created the WB and then now the CW. So
I watched Star Trek Beyond the other day.
And
I'll tell you what, rewatching it now, that movie is a better Star Trek movie than I think people give it credit for.
Yeah.
It was very enjoyable. It was just fun. It was a fun movie to watch. So I enjoyed it.
I enjoyed all the current Star Trek movies that they did. They were supposed to do some more. They haven't. They're talking about relaunching it, going in a different direction. But I'm actually more excited is checking out the new Pike series eventually on CBS All Access when that hits.
My favorite Star Trek though is still the movie Star Trek 2, 3, and 4. Where you got the search for you got Wrath of Khan, Search for Spock, Voyage Home. Those 3 you can watch them back to back, and it's really one long movie. I mean, where one ends, the next one picks up, and that is still my favorite Star Trek story arc out of all Star Trek for me. It
was fantastic storytelling. It had the classic we liked, so it definitely truly revisited the original series. Where Star Trek Most I've watched it recently, and I actually probably liked it a little bit better now than I did as a kid. But for the most part, I still like 2, 3, and 4 better. They fit better. They fit the Star Trek mold better. Things like that. So
here we go.
Travis
mentioned season 5 bad ratings. I think the biggest problem Enterprise had was, I think the show itself was great. I think it was just viewer fatigue because at that point you had DS9 on, you had Voyager on, Next Generation was. I don't think that it was on the air at that time. But it was still on reruns everywhere.
Well, and then you had the movies were coming out with all
I think they had oversaturated the market at that point, and I enjoyed Enterprise.
Yeah,
Pike looks to be awesome. Yep.
Now, Bob Hickey, who'll be joining us live next week, we're talking about his current Kickstarter, and so definitely check that out. We'll get a link for you guys here in a minute.
Yeah, the Picard series I enjoyed. That was fun. So that. Even Discovery, I look forward. So you had pointed out to me, Discovery season 3 will be coming in October, I think.
Yes.
So that's coming our way, which I really look forward to that because what's nice about this is they are now jumping into the future, like 900 years or something. And so they are entering uncharted territory as far as Star Trek storytelling goes. So it's wide open what they can do.
Yeah, and I the first season I really didn't care for as much. It was okay. There's things I liked about it. What I didn't like was them trying to tie it into the original series.
Yeah.
The second season it made more sense. And then I like the way it ended because I'm looking forward to what they do now when they take it into the next step here. So
as far as actual storytelling goes, it was a very quality show. I think their biggest problem was them trying to force everything into the prime timeline. That's where they went wrong. They went wrong with the Klingons. But then season 2, you can see where they made all their adjustments. The Klingons had their trademark hair and all that too, and they looked more like Klingons. But had they just done it where Discovery was originally from the future and it came back in time, I think it would have fit okay.
Yeah.
It just didn't seem to fit with the spore drive. Nothing seemed to fit right. But once you got past that, it was a good series. I really did enjoy it. And it was season 2. Once they brought Pike into it, it was phenomenal.
That really, realistically, I think season 2 is where they should have started at in a lot of ways. And now with going in the future, and then it takes this shift that's way technology advanced from everything else into the future. So it kind of
course, Star Trek, one of the biggest opponents Star Trek has had to face is itself, because it's the way they do. They had the most bizarre copyright issues how certain copyrights were owned by one, certain by others, and it was a big.
It was the separation of the Viacom, Paramount, and all that, and then now they're all back together. So now they can revisit everything they want to do. So
and it'll be unified again. So reunifying the copyrights, I think, will be huge for the brand moving forward.
Yes,
it was so ridiculous them trying to have one timeline, but certain people own different rights, and what a mess.
Yeah. So I mentioned Bob Hickey here is joining Bob Pike in there. So guys, check out his Paradox Wars Shattered Time #1 on Kickstarter.
Yeah, I look forward to talking about this next week.
Yeah, so they are $852 into a $3,000 goal pledge. So they got 21 days to go. Hey, let's see if you guys can help get that out there. I did put a link in our chat here, so definitely click the link, check it out. A lot of cool stuff going on there. And Bob's been involved in the comic industry for a very long time. And and everybody that's involved in it, that's doing different covers, different things, the storytelling, are all veterans. So it's definitely a great project coming out there. I backed it. I'm looking forward to reading it. Can't wait to see it. So, but we'll talk more with Bob next week about that. So there's your little plug this week, Bob.
Yeah.
And, he was supposed to be on, but he had something that came up, so hopefully he's feeling better, and we'll talk more next week. But
the Paradox Wars.
Yeah, it's Paradox Wars Shattered Time #1. There should be if you click on the comments, I did a link there for you guys.
Let's see.
So, and you should be able to click that, hopefully, and take you right on over. And there's a lot of cool Kickstarters going on. You know, I didn't watch last night. Indie Volt was talking a little bit about some of the Kickstarters and things like that, and the cost of the comics on Kickstarter and things like that. I have to go back maybe check that out. But it's our friend Varian and Randy that were doing that. And I tuned in for a few minutes and someone was complaining that, why should I spend $10 for a comic? Well, these are comics that are independently published, and because they're not going to have such giant runs, $10 is what we need to make it. And if you get the right ones, like I know what we did with ours, what you got was a lot of value for the money, and it wasn't just the comic. And a lot of times for $5 you can get a digital version, which is about what they cost through Comixology anymore.
To be honest, if you don't think my comic is worth $10, I don't care.
Yeah.
Then don't buy it. I no one is forcing you to buy it. If you don't like it, don't buy it. Go find it. You're more than welcome to buy a crappy comic from Marvel for half the price.
Well, they're almost $4 a piece right now. They're mass produced.
And they're horrible.
But this is, and you're getting into ground floor, and that's where the beauty of Kickstarter. And this is kind of what I'm getting at is with all these Kickstarters you get to do, a lot of them and just like Bob's and ours and everything else, they have multiple covers, and they're covers that are exclusive to the Kickstarter. You're not getting anywhere else. So if you're looking for that exclusivity, you're going to pay for that anyway. Variant comics over at the comic shop are running you 10, 20, 30, $40, depending on what they are and the rarity of them. So that's what I love about this Kickstarter thing. And the thing is that there's a lot of cool stuff that you get for your money. And I would say for, it's like looking at Bob's, they have a great, $10 pledge here. You get the Kickstarter edition, you get the digital edition, you get your name in the book. So you're getting your values worth there, and you get the books autographed too. And things about this is that supporting Kickstarters, you're supporting the independents, you're supporting the guys that are on the ground floor. And would we like to be able to offer a comic for $3 and ship it out for $4 or whatever? We'd love to. Costs us more than that to print, though, unfortunately. And that's the way it goes. And you want to get cheaper comics? Well, like you say, go to the comic shop. Heck, go to Ollie's and buy a cheap bag of old issues that nobody wanted in the first place.
Exactly. It's
rant over.
Throw themselves into this, and like I said, if you don't see the value in it, don't get it.
Yeah,
move on.
And that's been the thing. Is I got to tell you, I've offered comics, when I could, at cheaper at the shows, and my prices had to go up because the cost of doing the comics is a lot more than what people realize. It's not the printing cost; it's everything involved. So definitely check that out.
People want to complain about, $10 for a comic that is high quality. The heart and soul of the creators and artists were poured into it. Yeah. Those are the same people that show up with, 800 comics they want somebody to sign for free so they can resell it and make the money themselves. It's
well, yeah, it's like we see Neil at the shows, and he's always like, I charge because some guy who was a zombie for half a second on TV gets $25. I can get $25.
So I just made my pledge to Bob's Paradox Wars. So I just did the $20 one where I get the hundreds edition, where it'll be a limited edition of 100 printed copies. So I just got mine secured.
Nice. Yeah. So that's cool. So now they're up to wait on the page to refresh. $872. All right. So cool.
We're getting there.
Yep. So definitely, we'll talk more of that. I like this. Here's that Bob talking about it. Take photos of your booth wrist. Yeah.
Yeah, because they don't want to pay the money for the print, but they're more than happy to steal.
Well, they all tell us, "Oh, this is awesome! You do some great work. I really wish you do." Blah 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 blah. I'm gonna take some pictures of this and post it on Instagram to get you some free publicity.
Some exposure.
Yeah, some exposure.
I'll give you free exposure.
Yeah, free exposure doesn't pay my bills. I'm sorry.
Next time I go to the grocery store, I'm going to fill my cart up with food and just walk down and say, "Don't worry, I'm going to post exposure for you guys." I don't have to pay for these groceries.
Yes, I have exposure points. Thank you.
Here's my exposure dollars.
No,
I promise.
I'll tell you though, for people that know Bob Hickey, he's from Blue Line Pro. He's been a leader in the industry for many years. For any of when I draw on actual comic paper, I only use Blue Line Pro and always will, as long as he's still got it available. It's great stuff. And they did do some printing for a while, and I used to get my books printed through them. Everything he's done is just top notch. So definitely support the Kickstarter, support the other adventures they got going on within their publishing realms and things like that. So, and I'm really excited about this. I've been, they've had a lot of cool stuff. It's like, here, I'll show you. Here's some of the people involved with this real quick. Besides Bob, there's Bob right here. And we've got Bill Nichols, been around for a long time, same with Mitch Bird. And then we've got Willie Peppers, illustrator, the mysterious Arrow Zero colorist. And then Yuko, our good buddy Yuko Smith is a cover illustrator on this. So definitely looking forward to talking to. I know we talked about Bob for 5 minutes already, but we'll talk more about that next week. There's a lot of cool stuff going on there, and see what's going on. So we got a few more minutes left in the show, Scott. So what else is going on?
I wanted to show. Let's see if I have it up. I guess I gotta save the image first to my desktop so I can share it on here. Mm-hmm. But I wanted to show. So when printing this, I had to add a couple more pages to Crimson Shadows at the end. So I decided to do some ads real quick for our upcoming series scheduled for 2021. Okay. And I'll also show the page here for the covers, I'll call it. I'll be really original. Covers. Okay. So, all right. So if I go here and I say open, there we go. So I wanted to give a little teaser here, but it's taking me forever. But I promise I'm getting it. I'm getting to it. I promise. Here we go.
Quick, we run over. It won't cost us any extra.
I know. So this is one of our series for Bardstone that'll be coming out in 2021. It's called The Essentialed. So that was a little ad I put together for the upcoming. There's my little Essentialed logo, and the tagline is "Welcome to your new normal." The kind of scary thing is when this whole COVID thing started is when I got inspired for this storyline, and a lot of the bullet points I made for how the story was going to unfold. The scary thing is it actually happened in real life. So it's like, okay, wait a minute. I didn't want this to really happen. I felt like the guy in Supernatural, the writer, every time he wrote something, it became real.
Yeah, but then we found out he was God. So it was all planned.
Yeah. So kind of felt like that with The Essential. A lot of the bullet points of how things were going to turn out started happening in reality. So that's kind of weird. But anyways, that's one of our Bardstone products coming out next year. We also have, we've got the reprint of Carl coming out. You've got those copies in hand, right?
Yeah, I got them in hand. So
awesome. So we're going to be creating, we got to talk amongst ourselves how we're going to create this store, but we want to create a Bardstone store where you can buy copies through. And of course, we're going to have more Kickstarters. We're going to make our issues available for purchase through Kickstarters. We've got Poe Macabre Master issue 2 coming out. As I said, the character guide for Crimson Shadows along with issue 2 will be coming out. So all of these things, I'm hoping for one more Kickstarter this year before the year end.
Yeah, I think we'll be able to get at least one in, if not two.
Yeah. And we got issue 5 of not the Expendables, Boomtown Scabs.
Boomtown Scabs, yep.
Yeah.
And definitely working on that. Since we don't really have any shows going on, we're talking. And once the books come in for Crimson Shadows, Scott and I are going to make a trek down and visit with Kevin. We'll have the first annual Bardstone picnic.
I love it. Love it.
And so we can get the comics signed and get stuff ready for you guys and drop stuff off to him for his books and that. And as we continue to plan this new venture we have that we're all really excited about. It's as much as the COVID has interrupted our lives, it's given us the blessing of having to do some different things. So we is that you over there?
Oh, my phone buzzing.
Okay.
Yeah. I got
what is that? I was hoping I wasn't getting like a video chat pop up or something like that. But here we go. Kevin's like, hell yeah. So, we'll get some beer, some food, and we'll sit around and we'll discuss the future of Bardstone and plan our retirement to Vegas.
That's right.
And go from there. So, and I'm excited about this, and definitely I'm working on getting issue 5 done so we can have all that out. And then we've got a couple ideas. I threw one at Scott last week that we're going to be talking about with in the Crimson Shadows world, and we'll definitely get all this going for you guys. I'm really excited about it. It's so much fun stuff, and then and seeing what's going on in the Kickstarter world is great because a lot of independent stuff out there. A lot of people have been creative, and I'll tell you everybody that's watching, listening, wherever you happen to hear this podcast as, is go to Kickstarter, check out the comics. Look for the different people out there. Under Bardstone, we've done it through Kevin Meinert, and under Scott's. And when I do mine, it'll be under mine personally. We don't have a Bardstone one yet. But we always put links at bardstone.com for you guys. Yep. So it's a direct thing there. And I tell you, I've gotten some great stuff over the years in comics from Kickstarters, and always happy to support the people I know, especially, and things like that. So cool stuff.
Yeah. So next week, we will be talking to Bob Hickey about Paradox Wars.
Yep.
So make sure you tune in for that. But in the meantime, check out his Kickstarter. Get on board early because, the more that people support, a lot of times people like to wait till it's fully funded. But by supporting it early, you're encouraging others to also support it. For those people who are holding out to make sure it's funded. So, check it out. And it's no risk. If it doesn't get funded, you don't spend any money. So support it early, and so we can get it funded early.
Yep. And then speaking of Kickstarter, we haven't mentioned it at all. Rodney, who was on with us last week, has some productions. Their Kickstarter is fully funded now.
Awesome.
And
Roadkill Rampage.
Yeah. So I was going to pull it up real quick on my phone and because I closed out my screen already, but
that's okay. Roadkill Rampage.
Yep. And let's see where they're at right now. They are 143% funded right now.
Nice.
So with 22 days to go, you can still support. They got 1436 so far, 51 backers. Hey, this is another. Bob's a supporter of that one as well. Kevin, Scott, and I all supported it. So definitely hop on that one and check out the episode from last week if you want to check a little more about that. We shared a lot of cool stuff. You can watch the videos on Facebook. You can watch them on YouTube. You can download the audios on iTunes, Stitcher, SoundCloud. I get all that stuff uploaded as soon as we get done, as quick as it lets me. But it was I'm real excited about that. He got funded. I think it was only like 3 days.
Yeah,
it was pretty quick. And I would say it's probably because he was on with us here. So
and they already, as far as their amount, they're approaching 1,500, which means they unlocked the first stretch goal of 1,250. So that one's unlocked. That's the bookmark. Then we are now working towards the 1,500 goal of everyone gets a coaster, a Roadkill Rampage coaster. Who doesn't need that?
Yeah. And then our good friend Sean Forney's been sharing about getting up to his level. So they have a new print from him. Yeah. So that would be a great way to go. So here we go. Stretch goals. Yeah. If they hit 2,500, it's prints by Sean Forney, Adam Fields, Luke Stone. So they're only just over $1,000 away, and you get the bookmark, the coaster, the bumper sticker, and then some prints. And that's a great stretch goal to hit. And they got a couple more weeks left to go on that. So you definitely should check
Check
that
it
out
out.
too. So, hey, appreciate everybody that supports our Kickstarters and supports us here at the podcast. Our sponsors, Team Titans of Real Estate and Lawrenger Family Chiropractic.
And also, if you have a Kickstarter you want us to advertise, contact us. It's very inexpensive to do a full hour with us, and we'll hype you up and let the world know about you.
So awesome. We will see you guys next week. Take care.
Take care.